Welcome to my channel where I teach you to be the CEO of your nursing career. I'm Christina and welcome. Let's talk about the ugly truth of travel nursing because let's be honest, everybody's on TikTok telling you that travel nursing is the way to go. But is that true? Which, by the way, I did join TikTok. So if you want to follow me, it is the same username, but with 2 S's. And so let's just get down to it. Yes, travel nursing is great. Do I recommend travel nursing? I absolutely do. I think it is 1,000 times better than staff nursing, but there's definitely some cons to it. And travel nursing is not for every personality, every family. There are sacrifices, so let's get into them. All right, the first is the ridiculously expensive housing market. It is so expensive to rent right now, whether it's Airbnb, Furnished Finder, finding a short-term rental for 3 months. It's challenging and it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Granted, our agency gives us a tax-free stipend to use towards housing, but even still, it's not like it was a few years ago where you could find something for $1,000 a month. Rent is expensive. You are going to be using a good chunk of that housing stipend to go towards your housing. So to give you some ideas, when I was in St. Louis, I had to pay $1,700 in rent. When I was in Indianapolis, my rent was $2,100, which is just insane, but there were no options out there. It was just really hard to find housing. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio right now, and my rent is back down to what it was in St. Louis, which is like $1,700. These units that you get while traveling are furnished, and they do include utilities, so that's something to consider. It's not like you have to pay for your heating bill or your TV or anything like that. So everything is included, which is nice. But housing is really expensive right now. So it's definitely a big con that the expensive housing market. What you could do is try to rent a room, but it's still going to be expensive. For a room, you're going to pay up to $1,000 for a room and you're not going to have privacy, and everyone's kind of different. I personally don't do that, but it's always an option. A question I do get a lot is it lonely? Is it lonely to be a travel nurse? So yeah, it can be, and that's a big con, is loneliness, but if you can have someone come with you or bring a pet, that would definitely help. My husband isn't able to come with me the entire time, but he does come up for like a week at a time and then goes home. We have dogs he has to take care of, and like he has to do work back home in Dallas, so he can't come the whole time. Now, I'm a very independent person and I actually enjoy just like being alone, so it doesn't bother me, but it could bother other people. And I'm also a pretty friendly person, and I easily make friends, so I've made friends at the assignments that I'm on, and you know, making friends with other nurses is a great way to like, hey, let's grab a drink, let's grab some lunch. So making friends definitely helps with the loneliness. Okay, so I would say the biggest con about travel nursing is you don't know what you're walking into. It could be a complete shitstorm. And some travel nurses have said that they get really bad assignments because they're travel nurses. I've never had that experience, but I will say this job in Cleveland has been already a shitstorm. So I was really lucky with my other 2 assignments. They were really, really easy. The nurses here in Cleveland are amazing. They're super nice, but the actual work, like the system and the computer system, is just terrible. So you really have no idea what you're getting yourself into. And that to me is probably the hardest part. The cost of the economy right now is making it really hard to go home. So a lot of travel nurses do try to take assignments maybe like 4 or 5 hours from home so they can drive home on the weekends. I'm super far from Dallas, all the way up in Cleveland, and plane tickets are insane right now. It's like $800 for a plane ticket. It's stupid. So I'm not going all the way to Cleveland to make this money to spend it all on flights home. So I'm not going to be able to go home as much as I wanted this trip, and that kind of sucks. So that sucks about travel nursing right now, is how expensive it is. Even if you had like a 4-hour drive home, gas is so expensive that you have to take these costs into consideration. Like, you're not going to make all this money to blow money on trying to get home. So sometimes you just have to suck it up and stay where your assignment is. And then another big con of travel nursing, which you may have heard the drama, but sometimes agencies are dropping your rates mid-contract. That actually happened to me in Indianapolis, and I will leave that video here for you next so you can watch and go hear the story of what happened. But that really, really stinks because you have in your mind a set amount of money you're going to be making for 13 weeks. And when that doesn't happen, it's kind of a nightmare. So that roller coaster of like things not always being consistent can really be detrimental and like really terrible about travel nursing. I know there's some lawsuits happening right now about it, so I'm hoping that that will change in the future. But to me, these are the biggest cons of travel nursing. Let me know in the comments what you think the biggest con of travel nursing is. I would love to hear it, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. Bye.